told the story of injustice, silenced microphones, expulsion from the chamber, so outrageous that the next morning I got on Air Force Two and flew down to Nashville, where I saw thousands of young leaders with the courage, determination, and moral clarity to demand action. Demanding, as we all do, red flag laws, universal background checks, and a renewal of the assault weapons ban. And NBC, please let us just take a moment to call out the hypocrisy that while we tried to ban assault weapons, they tried to ban books. We want to keep guns out of schools. They want to keep books out of schools. And it does not stop there. In Florida, they intend to tell our children that enslaved people benefited from slavery, and then propose a debate on this point. Well, I said when I went down to Florida, there is no roundtable, no lecture, no invitation we will accept to debate an undeniable fact. There were no redeeming qualities to slavery. I have also been on a national college tour to convene our best and brightest on the importance of defending our hard-fought freedoms. And with great joy, I can report back these young leaders are in the fight because they know it does not have to be this way. They know when Congress passes a bill to put back in place the protections of Roe v. Wade, that our president, Joe Biden, will sign it. When Congress renews the assault weapons ban, President Joe Biden will sign it. And when you pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act and the Freedom to Vote Act, Joe Biden will sign them. So I conclude with this. I believe that it is a sign of the strength of a leader to have some level of curiosity, concern, and care for the struggles of the people. That a real leader has empathy. Well, our president, Joe Biden, is such a leader. He has the courage and compassion, the skill and purpose that meet this very moment in our country, and he is ready to fight. So please join me in welcoming the President of the United States, Joe Biden.
Hello. It's good to be home. Hello, CDC. Look, I came for one really important reason, to say thank you. Thank you for all you've done for the country. Selfishly, thank you for what you've done for me. I started off as a kid in the civil rights movement a week ago when I was in high school, and the community, we won by a staggering 31 or 3,200 votes when I ran the first time for the Senate at 29 years old, and Nixon won by 64%. I won because virtually 90% of the African American community, we have a large community, voted for me. I owe you. Thank you. Thank you, Kamala, for that introduction and for your partnership. Always fighting for freedom. She's doing an incredible job. She really is. I told you I was going to have a smart vice president and African American woman. We got one. I'm honored to be with all of you tonight. Stephen, CBC chair, Cherry, thank you very much, Foundation's co-chair, and Senator Warnock, Congressman Vasquez, and the evening's chair both. CBC member staff and board here include those who serve across my administration, like Secretary of House Government Affairs, Great Marcia Fudge. And joined by several other cabinet. Tonight's awardees, Hakeem Jeffries, a leader with integrity and courage. Courage. Turn back. The Kareem Jean Pierre, my press secretary. No wonder I'm doing okay. Justin Jones, new voice who gives us hope for the future, Justin. Two of the great artists of our time representing the groundbreaking legacy of hip hop in America, LL Cool J. By the way, that boy's got, man's got biceps bigger than my thighs. And MC Light, folks, thank you. Because they're both on the right off on the mic, we know you're all here to listen to new edition. Mike Bivens, 40 years producing music that lifts our soul. 40 years, he's still considered new. I can understand that. Be the legend. In February 1971, the year before I got to the United States Senate, 200 years ago, 13 black members of Congress determined to create a better future and leverage their collective strength to form the Congressional Black Caucus. The conscience of Congress called us to follow our nation's North Star, a light for the dreams and pains, the centuries of enslaved people of America. The idea, once the most simple and the most powerful idea in the history of the world, that we're all created equal, deserving to be equal throughout our entire life. We've never lived up to that point, and we've never walked away from it either. Look, because the members of CBC, I think about progress we've made together in the past 2.5 years. I think an incredible resilience, the spirit of the American people, especially Black America. In 2020, in the middle of a deadly pandemic, historic march for justice and equality, you showed up in historic numbers. Your voices were clear. Your votes were decisive. You elected me and Kamala and more members of the CBC, and together we enacted historic laws to fundamentally transform this nation and deliver the promise of America, all America. We need to get the word out on promises made and promises kept. We must get the word out. There's so much information and outright lies in the media that dwells on negatives. The people don't know the progress we made, but they're going to learn the process. You know, folks have the audacity to say, I cut HBCU funding, and people believed it. Let me be clear. We've invested more than $7 billion in HBCUs that just started, more than any time in American history. Promise made and promise kept. Let's be clear, Kamala came up with determined transform how the economy works. Change the way it literally functions. You notice a lot of mainstream economists are starting to talk about Bidenomics and grow the economy from the middle out and the bottom up, not the top down. When you do that, the poor have a ladder up. The middle class do well, and the wealthy still do very well, except they got to start paying the taxes. We all do well. Folks, our plan is working. A record 13.5 million new jobs just since we came to office 2 years ago. More jobs than any president has created in a single 4-year term. Black unemployment reaching historic lows. Black small businesses starting up at a faster rate than any time in the last 25 years. Without a single Republican vote, we took on Big Pharma without been fighting for 30 years. We capped and we won, by the way. We won. We capped the cost of insulin for seniors at $35 instead of $400. We capped out-of-pocket expenses of drugs for seniors at $2,000 a year for all medications, all expensive drugs, including those cancer drugs. They're $10, $12, $14,000. They'll never have to pay more than $2,000 a year, no matter what you're doing. We did it. Not a single Republican vote. By the way, we got to do it for everybody, not just seniors. Look, we passed the most significant climate law ever anywhere in the history of the world. That's not like it's a fact. Environmental justice and jobs for frontline and fence-line black communities suffering from the legacy of pollution, like Cancer Island in Louisiana, Route 9 in Delaware. Thanks to my Justice 40 initiative, 40% of all the benefits flow from climate investments must flow directly to disadvantaged and underserved communities, like electrifying school buses. This does matter. I made a promise in my campaign. With the first black woman on the United States Supreme Court. And I did it with the support of the CPC. Johnson Brown Jackson's on the bench, and she's the brightest of anybody on that bench. I want to publicly thank Cory Booker and Dick Durbin. Their help. I've appointed more black women federal appellate judges than every other president in the history of the United States combined. For everyone. We made the large increase in programs over decades for the students and families who nearly make less than $60,000 a year afford college. It matters. More than 70% of black undergraduates borrow or Pell Grant recipients. It matters. And our new student debt repayment plan is going to help millions borrow, including a significant number of black students. We know black college graduates have an average of $25,000 more in student debt than white graduates. My plan is to help black students and families cut their total lifetime payments per dollar in half. In half. Woo! I'm going to get it done. Keeping my promise. No one should be in jail merely for the use and possession of marijuana. God almighty. Those who are in jail are going to be released and their records are going to be expired. Thanks to your advocacy, especially Lucy Jordan Ma, is the fast and most significant gun safety law in over 30 years. We'll continue to fight to reinstate this open ban, which when I was United States Senator, I got passed the bill to keep it for 10 years, but we're going to get it back again. It matters, it matters, it matters. By the way, look at the numbers. When I was there for 10 years, mass shootings dropped precipitously across the nation. It works. We stand with the CDC to reduce disparities, jobs, healthcare, and education, working hand in hand to close the racial wealth gap and staying committed to Black America's prosperity. I was proud to sign a permanent authorization to the Minority Business Development Agency for the first time in history, helping even more black borrowers, black-owned businesses grow. Last month, Vice President Harris announced the recipient of more than $100 million in federal funding to help underserved entrepreneurs start small businesses in high-growth, high-wage industries like healthcare and infrastructure. As my administration oversees hundreds of billions of dollars in federal contracts, everything from refurbishing and decks of aircraft carriers to installing hand-raising equipment. I made a commitment that I would increase the number of those contracts going to African American small businesses by double to 10%. That will bring 15%. That will bring by 2025, 15%. That will mean an additional $100 billion going to black small businesses. $100 billion. Help close the racial wealth gap. Secretary Fudge is expanding efforts to build a black generational wealth through home ownership like all middle class folks make. That means addressing the cruel fact that black families home, often appraised at half the value, significantly 20% less value. Same home, built across the highway, different neighborhoods. It's the same home, the black home will be valued at 20% less, built by the same builder and the same outfit. Look, folks, we're aggressively combating racial discrimination in housing, including working to restore a rule that says if a community gets federal housing aid, it's not enough just to say we won't discriminate. It has to be meaningful, take meaningful affirmative steps to overcome patterns of segregation and give everybody a fair shot to live. We're also working with leaders to strengthen programs to address the negative impacts of redlining. We're launching a $1 billion project, a pilot project, funded by bipartisan infrastructure law, to help connect communities. The highways that go through any of my city of Wilmington, Delaware, go by 95. It goes underground for a long ways. It divides the community, the black community, they're separated. No way to get together. Highways are physically broken up, blocked out to that many black communities. Opportunities next time we go. These things matter. They matter in terms of growth. With the American Rescue Plan passed without a single Republican vote, we reduced black poverty by half by extending the child tax credit. Well, when we tried to repeal New Health, we're going to fight to make it permanent and expand the child tax credit. By the way, it doesn't just help children and the family, it helps everyone. When a mom can go to work and the child is cared for, everything gets better. The economy grows, everyone grows. It's good for everybody. Just a little breathing room, as my dad would say. Look, while we're at it, we're building new roads and bridges, high-speed internet, affordable internet for every American, replacing every lead pipe in America in as many as 10 million homes, 400,000 schools and child care centers. So everyone turn on a faucet. Be sure to drink clean water. Folks, presumptuous to say, but it's true. Our economic vision is working, creating jobs, building wealth, providing communities with a sense of dignity. My dad used to have an expression. He said, "Joey," and I swear to God, he would say, "Joey, a job's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about competency. It's about being able to look your kid in the eye and say, honey, it's going to be okay." From our administration, the promise made is a promise kept. Because of you, we're putting in work. We're putting work in and we're getting results. But we've got to get the word out. We have to get it out. Just think about it. For those in Congress that are showing so much division, we're willing to shut down the government. You know, just a few months ago, after long negotiations, myself and the new speaker, we agreed to spending levels of government will fund essential domestic and national security programs, while still cutting the deficit by $1 trillion for the next decade. Now, a small group of extreme Republicans don't want to live up to the deal. So now everyone in America is forced to pay the price. Let's be clear. If the government shuts down, that means members of Congress, members of the U.S. military, are going to have to continue to work and not get paid. The government shutdown could impact everything from food safety to cancer research, Head Start programs for children. Funding the government is one of those basic responsibilities of Congress. There's times when the Republicans start doing the job America elected them to do. Let's get this done. Folks, you know, when I was vice president after the Obama-Biden administration, I had no intention of running for office. I just lost my son, Bo, Major Dickard, anyway, my son, Bo, who I wish some of you had gotten to know. I was going to write a book. I wasn't going to run again. I set up a foreign policy institute at the University of Pennsylvania, where I became a professor in the domestic policy institute at the University of Delaware. That's what I did. Then along came Charlottesville, August 2017. Something I never thought I'd seen there. I'm sure you remember what happened along with me. We saw people marching out of the field with lighted torches, literally carrying swastikas, their veins bulging and chanting and saying anti-Semitic bile, racist bile we heard in Germany in the 30s, neo-Nazi, Ku Klux Klan, white supremacy. And in the process of this ugly demonstration, A young woman was murdered. When the president at the time was asked what happened, he said, quote, there are very fine people on both sides. Very fine people on both sides. Well, I heard that. I knew I could no longer sit on the sideline because the President of the United States had just drawn a moral equivalency between those who stood for hate and those who stood against it. So, 2020 hate was still in March in America. The sitting president was breathing oxygen into that hate. Everything we stood for, everything we believed in, everything that made America America, even our democracy, was at risk. I chose to run because silence is complicity, and I would not be silent. I thank the people here tonight for being, and some thought, by the way, at the time, I made that speech in Independence Hall. I was being hyperbolic. Joe, what do you mean our democracy is this? What do you mean we're in the battle for the soul of America? Well, people don't say that anymore because they've seen it. They don't think anymore, they don't doubt that democracy is at stake. It was at stake in 2020. Thank God, because of all of you, we won. I might add, we won convincingly, including by a margin of 7 million votes. 81 million votes cast in those districts. And that victory was stood about one with 60 legal court challenges and an insurrection on January 6th. So I'm running again, and you may have noticed a lot of people focus on my age. Well, I get it, believe me. I know better than anyone. There's something else I know. When I came to office, this nation was flat on its back. I knew what to do. I vaccinated this and rebuilt the economy. Russia, take it back. I knew what to do. I rebuilt NATO and brought our allies to rally the world. Above all, the democracy says I know what to do. But you know what? I wish I could say the threat to our democracy is ended with our victory in 2020, but it didn't. Our democracy is still at stake. Don't kid yourself. We have more work to do, you and I. Because our most important freedom, the right to choose, the right to vote, the right to be who you are, love who you love. These basic rights are being attacked. They're being shredded. Because our children should have the right to go to school without fear of being gunned down with a weapon of war. Because the people banning books. Did you ever think we'd be banning books in America? I did. Because all across America, hate groups have been emboldened. Our intelligent people say the greatest threat is domestic. That's the greatest terrorism, domestic. Because far too often, still the case, you can get killed or attacked walking the streets of America just because you're black or because you're wearing a symbol of your faith. Look, God's here. Hear this. Hear it clearly. I want the entire nation to join me in sending the strongest, clearest, most powerful message possible. That political violence in America is never, never, never acceptable in our democracy. Never. Because democracy is stake, and let there be no question. Donald Trump and his mighty Republicans are determined to spread anger, hate, and division. They seek power at all costs. They're determined to destroy this democracy. I cannot watch that happen, nor can you. And I'll always defend, protect, and fight for our democracy. Let me close with this. In the last 2 years, we've shared some powerful moments together. I stood with the CBC and Benny and Danny, the family of Emmett and Mamie Till at the lynchings. It allowed us. First, think about it. You're fighting to make lynching a federal hate crime. I finally got to sign an executive order doing that. Establish a national monument so we'd always remember them. It couldn't rewrite history. I joined Jim and Emmanuel at the National Archives to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the executive order President Truman signed to desegregate the military. With your support, I made Juneteenth a federal holiday, the first federal holiday. These aren't symbolic gestures. These are a statement of fact. This country to acknowledge the legacy of slavery and subjugation. To understand the war that was fought over wasn't just about the Union, it was about fundamental freedom. Remember, the Emancipation Proclamation wasn't just a document. It captured the essence of America. It galvanized the country and proved that some ideas are so powerful they cannot be denied, no matter how hard people try. This summer, Kamala and I hosted the first Juneteenth concert in the White House. We heard the great Janet Hudson sing her soul from her soul about glory that will come in the echo and anthem, the movement, with the words of Sam Cooke. I can't sing worth a damn, so I'm not even going to try. Without quote, it's been a long time coming, but I know change is going to come. Oh, yes, it will. And it in those 52 years when 13 black members of Congress established the Congressional Black Caucus and one that we commemorate tonight as we secure our democracy, protect our freedoms, uplift our culture. So on this night, let's remember, the change does come. Let's look to see our North Star shining bright. For if we do, we'll do something few generations can say. We will have saved and extended our democracy. I know we can. I've never been more optimistic about America's future. We just have to remember who and who we are. We are the United States of America. There's nothing beyond our capacity. Nothing, nothing, nothing. God bless you all. And God protect us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.